everyone, I have a question. So I'm posting a video that I interview a polyamorous human being, and they bring up something really cool that I liked. They talk about how anybody can be polyamorous. There's no requirements or rules. It's kind of like if you're gay, you're gay. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to dress a certain, whatever. So anybody can be poly. If they're religious, if they are queer, if they're straight, and this is the part that I really liked and I got excited about that I'm referring to and even if they're ace. You can totally be ace and poly. And I like that a lot. One, because I feel like a lot of ace people aren't included in a lot of discussion about relationship dynamics sometimes. And sometimes they're excluded from LGBT things. So any excuse to include ace people made me really happy. And this could also totally, this whole thing could also totally transcend, I don't know, to arrow people as well. So anyway, so I liked that. I liked talking about how ace people could be poly. And then my guest said something, and I wonder how you feel about it. It's mostly if you're ace. I suppose you can also weigh in if you're not ace, but I'm mostly interested in the ace people. My guest said something, and I think it's all okay, and it doesn't give me any funny vibes, but I wanted to make sure before I included it in the video. So I want your opinion. So they said that, because they were ace people can be poly, and they said that somebody asked them on Tumblr if they would ever date an ace person, and my guest said yes, which I had no problem with that, and I also thought it was super, super cool. And they said, because I don't need, essentially, all my partners to be sexual, and ace people are great, and I can absolutely just envision myself falling for one, and then I can have other partners that I engage in sexual acts with. Again, that part I didn't have any questions or worries or hesitations about, and then this is the part that I want you to review or give me your feedback. I want to know if it could potentially be harmful, if there's anything wrong about it, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's sticking with me, but it just is, so I just want to make sure. I think it's because, well, here, I'll just explain it. So then my guest went on to say, and I like that whole example as a way to explain polyamory to straight people, or as a way to help straight people understand polyamory. Because a lot of straight people wonder, why would anyone want to be polyamorous, So this situation could potentially answer that question in at least one situation kind of a way. Because let's say a sexual person and a non-sexual person, an ace person, fall in love. Well, they want to love each other, they want to have kids, they want to live in a house, they want to whatever love looks like to them, they want to do that. But the sexual person still wants to have sex. But the ace person doesn't want to. And the sexual person certainly doesn't want the ace person to feel pressured to have sex. And the ace person doesn't want their sexual partner to feel like they're missing out on anything. So maybe I don't like it because it views polyamory as a solution for something. Maybe that's what's hitting me weird. But anyway, so polyamory could potentially work really well for them if they were polyamorous people, not just monogamous people. I think that's the part that is missing, because my guest didn't say that. My guest just said, so in that situation, polyamory could be really good for these people because, they can still love each other, and this person can be sexual, and this person cannot be sexual nor feel pressured ever to be sexual, and then that's where it ended. But I think maybe it's hitting me in a weird place because it's I don't think my guest means this, but I can see people hearing that and then picking up this implication that polyamory could solve, like, dysfunctional relationships. But the truth is, if a sexual person who wants sex and an ace person who doesn't want sex are in a relationship and they're both monogamous, polyamory is not going to help them because they're monogamous people. It only works if they both happen to be poly or monogamish or flexible in that way. And they're not using polyamory as like a Hail Mary to fix their thing. Yeah, is that why there's something about it that's making me go like, ooh, I don't know if I should put this in the video. Because I know that's not what my guest means. My guest is just using it as an example. I suppose because it like answers that why question. Why would you want to be polyamorous? Because sometimes people aren't satisfied enough with the answer. Somebody would want to be polyamorous because they're polyamorous. Sometimes that's not enough of an explanation. They need something more, like, well, because they fell in love with an ace person and they still want sex, or because they're asexual but their partner is sexual and they want to have sex and they don't want to feel... Sometimes you just need, like, sometimes people, straight people, monogamous people, any kind of people who aren't a part of... who have trouble understanding polyamory, sometimes they just need an explanation for why. Because, and I'm not saying that that's right, I'm just saying, like, there is this tendency for people want to ask why, and want to know why, which is normal. Curiosity is totally normal. But then, sometimes, unfortunately, the only and truest answer isn't satisfying enough. Because sometimes the answer is, well, they're polyam, because they're polyam. You know? So, okay, I think I worked it out. Thanks for letting me... I'm still gonna post this? I don't know. If you have any thoughts, did I pick up on why it was weird? I think right now I'm gonna cut that part out of the video. Not the ace part, but just the, as an example to explain to straight people part. Because I think that it's not worded perfectly. Maybe if I was like writing a script and could word it perfectly, I could communicate this whole idea. But we were just talking, so it's not perfect. It's messy and conversational, you know, like people talk. Anyway, okay, Merry Christmas, or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's Christmas today, so. But there's probably other...